Back to Let's Talk DC. In response to the tremendous toll that COVID-19 has taken on educators in the arts, right now there is a virtual art show you can support, and it's all free of charge. Here to tell us more is the curator of the event, Zsudayka Terrell. Great to have you with us here. And let's start with, how did the show come about?
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me. I last year was contacted by Friendship charter schools, and there was a curatorial grant with the DC Commission of the Arts that they were interested in. And so we kind of tag teamed and went back and forth trying to figure out what ideas could be. And we thought that it would be great to highlight what the DC art teachers are experiencing. I know I personally saw some really interesting things from my husband, who's a teacher with Friendship. And once schools closed, watching him kind of try to figure out how is he going to teach when, you know, some of the kids don't have access to supplies. They were in completely new territory, and then there's a lot of emotional things going on that he's having to communicate with them about through the art, and I'm also seeing it come out in his art. So we put out a call for art from all of the teachers at Friendship, all of the art teachers at Friendship, and then we invited a few other teachers. So we have some independent contractors, we have a couple of spoken word artists, and we asked them to send us our work, their work that was addressing what they were experiencing for 2020.
I mean, it's sad that this is the first time that I'm actually thinking about this, but you've just brought it to my attention. It's like, yeah, what are art teachers doing? And art class is such a hands-on type thing. You can't just always do that virtually. So this really must have been eye-opening, not only for you, but for the art teachers as well.
Absolutely. And, you know, art is a lot of times an emotional outlet for the students. It's one of those classes where they get a chance to let go and be honest. And so I think that as an art teacher, when you're sitting behind a computer, you've got kids in your class who one day were in school and then the next day school is just closed. And so they're not getting that social contact anymore. It's very mentally harrowing, and we don't really have a lot of opportunities to engage the youth around how are they feeling and what they're experiencing. And I think the art teachers had a unique opportunity to do that.
Well, let's talk about what it's been like for you to go from artist to curator with this exhibit.
Well, yes, it's been really fun. I've been curating for a little while now. We usually yearly we do a youth art competition with the High Tea Society and Pepco, and this year or last year that was canceled because of the closures. And so, you know, I also curate with the community space Bloom Bars, and all of our shows there as well were canceled. And so I think that especially as an artist, when everything really started to close down, there was kind of a moment of panic of like, oh my gosh, what is this going to mean for my career, and what is this going to mean for the arts industry? And so having an opportunity to really focus on the curatorial side and then learning how to build virtual galleries has been something that's been really exciting. This is my third virtual gallery that I've been able to build in the last year, and it's completely changed the way that we're communicating with the artists and then the opportunities that we have to showcase their work.
All right, let's talk about showcasing their work. Do you have some favorite pieces that are in the show?
I do. I love all of them, but there's definitely a few that really stand out. One in particular is Randy Walters has a piece called My Son, Our Pain, and it's based on the situation with George Floyd. And it really sticks out because when he originally submitted the work, he wasn't finished painting it, and so he just sent the source photo, and it was his son laying on the sidewalk, and just the image itself was very jarring. But then once the painting is done, it's very beautiful, but it's also very painful, and I think that combination is necessary. Rashada Pullinjira has a couple of pieces in that really bring a sense of joy, and I like the balance of joy that her pieces bring with some of the harder commentary that has to happen. I love my husband's pieces, of course. James Terrell has some really amazing pieces examining the mental health aspect of what was going on while everything was closed, and then as we were watching a lot of the social unrest start to unfold. And then, of course, there's a couple of pieces by Carol Solinger and that are very beautifully colored, and they're about finding comfort in the time of isolation. And so it's a really nice balance of like, oh my God, this is happening, and finding the beauty in the, oh my God, this is happening.
That's pretty amazing, and that's the nice. Arts can cover everything, and we've been through so much. What do you hope that people take away from this event?
The most important thing for me with this event is highlighting the district's educators, because I think that they are the unsung heroes and the unsung frontline workers during this past year. They're still seeing our youth every day. They're still trying to figure out creative ways to teach and creative ways to reach the young people. And I think that we don't give them their accolades enough. And so an opportunity to not just celebrate them as teachers, but also celebrate them as artists is really important to me. Some of the teachers in this show are showing their artwork for the first time. Some of them are professional, but especially the ones that are showing for the first time, to give them an opportunity to really stand behind themselves as artists and on this type of platform is amazing.
Zsudayka Terrell, thank you so much for sharing this with us today. And we've learned something new, which is wonderful, and we can't wait to check it out as well.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.